An 84-month loan on a $70,000 vehicle creates a severe financial vulnerability for a middle-class household. This exposure increases when a single mandated emissions repair bill ranges from $3,000 to $6,000. For families depending on stable incomes, the transition of the pickup truck from a mechanical tool to a digital product has established an environment of continuous financial extraction. When a household budget is already constrained by housing and utilities, transportation remains the critical link for employment and basic logistics. Modern vehicles featuring over 100 separate computer modules have shifted this economic balance. Consumers no longer purchase a machine they control. They finance a software platform requiring a constant cellular network connection. The consequence is a loss of independent mobility. Minor sensor faults or unverified maintenance procedures can render a necessary vehicle inoperable, forcing owners into expensive dealership service networks. This economic reality is the result of an industry strategy that mirrors shifts in the agricultural sector. Manufacturers have adopted a template established by equipment companies like John Deere, locking the owner out of the machine's software. When a farmer experiences a component failure on a $4 million combine during harvest season, the machine cannot be repaired in the field. The diagnostic software required to identify and clear the fault is licensed exclusively to authorized dealers, allowing them to charge what the market will bear during a critical time frame. This identical framework has been applied to consumer pickup trucks. The economic pressure moves from the dealership service bay directly into the accounts of everyday people. If a modern engine triggers a diagnostic code because an owner changed the oil filter outside an authorized service center, the manufacturer actively prevents cost, saving maintenance. The dividing line for this loss of mechanical independence occurred heavily around 2007. In the diesel market, emissions mandates introduced diesel particulate filters and selective catalytic reduction systems into consumer models. The economic effect was immediate for anyone relying on these vehicles for transportation or small business operations. A diesel particulate filter traps soot and periodically burns it off by injecting raw fuel into the exhaust stream. Short trips prevent the system from completing a full regeneration cycle. The filter clogs and ultimately fails, often damaging the turbocharger and other engine components. When this failure occurs on a post-2007 truck, the repair bill runs between $3,000 and $6,000 for a middle-class household. An unexpected expense of this magnitude represents a catastrophic financial event that directly threatens their ability to pay rent or a mortgage. A counter-economy relies on specific vehicles built before these mandates, and software locks were implemented. The 7.3-liter Power Stroke produced by Ford from 1994 through 2003, and the 5.9-liter Cummins inline 6 built by Dodge through 2007 represent an era of mechanical injection. Fuel delivery operates on physical pressure and mechanical timing rather than relying on computer-controlled solenoids managed by proprietary, locked software. The human impact of this design is absolute diagnostic independence. A 7.3-liter Power Stroke with its original injection pump does not require a proprietary dealer scan tool to diagnose. A diesel technician, equipped with a pressure gauge and a compression tester, can identify an issue while standing next to the vehicle in a driveway, eliminating towing fees and mandatory dealership diagnostic charges. The 5.9-liter Cummins injection pump can be rebuilt by any independent diesel shop. If the turbocharger fails, aftermarket suppliers provide replacements for under $300. Fleet operators have documented original 5.9-liter blocks passing 600,000 miles with zero machine work. Families securing these vehicles stabilize their long-term transportation costs, bypassing the cycle of $70,000 loans and $6,000 repair bills. This pattern of escalating complexity extends directly into the gasoline market. For 14 years, Toyota produced the second-generation Tundra, built from 2007 through 2021, powered by a 5.7-liter V8 engine. The economic value of this specific vehicle lies in its industrial-grade simplicity. It features a cast iron block, a physical timing chain, and port fuel injection on its earliest examples, keeping injectors out of the combustion chamber to prevent heat damage and carbon buildup. The computer systems in a 2010 model allow a generic OBD2 reader from any auto parts store to pull fault codes without requiring a proprietary interface. The only documented systemic vulnerability is frame rust. Buyers in regions that salt roads must probe the rear crossmember and the frame sections above the spare tire carrier with a screwdriver. A clean frame from a dry state routinely passes 200,000 miles without internal engine work. In 2022, the manufacturer replaced this platform with a twin turbocharged V6. The new design introduced two turbochargers, a high-pressure injection system, and a level of complexity that technicians have described as a step backward in serviceability. The consequence for consumers is the removal of a highly reliable, easily repaired option from the new vehicle market, restricting their ability to find affordable, long-lasting transportation. For households seeking insulation from modern dealership costs, the GMT800 Chevrolet Silverado, produced from 1999 through 2006, possesses extensive aftermarket support. Powered by the LSV8 engine family, this platform utilizes an iron block, a pushrod design, 2 valves per cylinder, and lacks variable valve timing in its earliest configurations. This mechanical simplicity translates into extreme affordability for the owner. The failure points are documented and predictable when the intake manifold gaskets on the 5.3 liter and 4.8 liter engines leak coolant into the oil at higher mileage. The repair requires roughly $60 in parts and $200 to $400 in independent labor. If a truck used for towing experiences a clutch pack failure in the 4L60E transmission around 150,000 miles, any local transmission shop can handle the rebuild. Parts availability for LS engines will remain constant for decades, allowing owners to source rebuilt cylinder heads well into 2045. Purchasing a clean GMT800 Silverado for $9,000, paying an independent mechanic to maintain it, and keeping it running for another 100,000 miles costs significantly less than 3 years of payments on a 2024 model. The current reality for consumers purchasing new vehicles is an environment defined by restricted access and continuous payment structures. Modern trucks are designed to be serviced by authorized centers at proprietary rates until the cost of the repair exceeds the value of the vehicle, at which point the consumer is expected to finance a replacement. Remote immobilization capability is built into every major manufacturer's current lineup. On 2021 and later Super Duty and Ram HD trucks, accessing the full diagnostic tree for certain fault codes requires a paid dealer subscription interface. The financial extraction extends to hardware already installed in the vehicle, demanding subscriptions to activate heated seats. By contrast, a 2002 Silverado does not have a remote kill switch. A 2001 Ford F-250 does not report a family S location to a corporate server. A 2014 Tundra does not require a dealership to read its engine data for everyday people attempting to maintain financial stability. Stepping away from modern computerized vehicles is a calculated economic defense against an industry that has transitioned from selling transportation to leasing dependency.